Hello and welcome back to our counseling moment. I'm Melinda Gray, school counselor at Palmer Pillins Middle School.
And I'm Darlene Lewis. I'm a school counselor at Palmer Pillins Middle School and Scarborough Model Middle School. And we're so excited to be back with you guys this week for this week's counselor message.
Today's lesson, we're going to touch on internet safety. On last week, we touched on coping skills, self-care, safety, and life skills. Today, we want to touch on some internet safety skills. So listen up. We hope that you have your devices, and Ms. Lewis is going to get us started.
Yes, so just to give you a few moments to go ahead and get your devices out, please remember today we're going to do a Nearpod lesson. So the website for Nearpod, www.nearpod.com, and I'll spell that for you, www.nearpod.com. And once you get to the website, you should see a place where you'll be able to enter a code. And our code for you is displayed on the screen, IJPNF. One more time, IJPNF. And we'll give you a few moments to set that up. We would like for as many of you as possible to join in with us today. This is going to be a fun, interactive lesson on internet safety. We hope that you guys enjoy it. We've added a little bit about the Internet of Things to teach you a little bit about internet as well today, since you are working virtually from home. So again, make sure you're going to nearpod.com. That's spelled NEARPOD.com.
Okay, let's get started.
Let's go ahead and enter in our session names. And hopefully you haven't gone in yet, but to enter your name, we would like for you, where it says name, make sure you enter your first name and your last name initial. Again, where it says name or nickname, we would like for you to enter your first full name and your last name initial. And where it says other, we would like for you to put your school's name. So that way we could recognize both you and your school for participating in our Nearpod lesson today. So again, one more time, where it says name and nickname, enter your first full name and the initial of your last name. Where it says other, go ahead and enter your school name.
Now, we hope that everyone have their devices, they're signed in, and you have followed directions given by Ms. Lewis. Let's get started. Internet safety. What is internet safety? What does this mean? Before we get started, we have some guidelines for our Nearpod lesson. So, number one, we want to be respectful of others. Be respectful of your post. So, make sure that you're not posting anything that's obscene, that's rude. So be respectful of your post. Be kind, be polite, be respectful to others. Please refrain from any obscene language or images, okay? Don't be afraid to post your answers. Let's have fun.
Our essential question that we want you to keep in mind for today's Nearpod lesson is how can we help others to understand the importance of internet safety and becoming a good digital citizen. So remember today we're focusing on being good digital citizens and how to practice internet safety.
This is going to be an awesome lesson, Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
I'm excited to get started here. Let's dive in. Okay, on last week we did touch a little on internet safety. So let's go over some internet safety tips, do a little review on what we did on last week. First, don't give out your personal information. That's a no-no.
Number 2, never send pictures to strangers. You never know who is out there looking to endanger you or maybe a child predator. So make sure that you never send any pictures to strangers.
And keep your passwords private. The passwords are for you and your parents. Keep your passwords private. That's very important as well. And don't download anything without an adult permission. Remember, we're on the internet. We don't want to put anything on our device without our parents' permission.
And number 5, tell an adult if you receive an inappropriate or strange message. This ties into never sending pictures to strangers, because anything like that, you should alert your parents to anything inappropriate or strange messages, because your safety is at hand and you want to let someone know as soon as possible for your protection.
Now, we're going to go over some internet vocabulary. So we're going to start off with network. What is network? We're going to go to network. Network is a system of interconnected people or things. It can exist in persons over the internet, your group of friends, the people in your town, and social media contacts. All are examples of a network. Let's look at some different examples. Now, we're going to go to internet. The word internet. The internet is the largest global network of computers, okay? The internet is the largest global network of computers. Let's go to our next vocabulary word.
Wi-Fi network. So here you see a picture that symbolizes Wi-Fi network. And students, if you don't know, we are on slide number 5, so you will have to follow along on your device by clicking the slide that we're on. We're on slide number 5, moving on to slide number 6. A Wi-Fi network uses wireless radio frequency to connect electronic devices in a certain geographic area to the internet. So as you notice, your Wi-Fi only extends to a certain amount or a certain area around your house or wherever you may be at the moment in order for you to connect. When the internet was first created, computer connected through the physical use of cables and wires, but now Wi-Fi networks are becoming the norm, so you don't have a cable connection as much. Virtual. We are on slide number 8. Virtual is an adjective used to describe something that exists over a computer, rather than through a physical presence. Video chats are an example of virtual communication because you are communicating virtually with others.
Are we virtual now, Ms. Lewis?
Yes, we are, Ms. Gray.
Oh, wow. Smart device. How many of you have a smart device? Smart devices are objects that are built with the ability to connect wirelessly to the internet. Today, watches, glasses, cars, and more are being built to be smart devices. Ms. Lewis, do you have a smart device?
I do.
Oh, wow.
Yes, cell phone's most popular.
Oh, yes. Our next vocabulary word, we're on slide number 10. Internet of Things. Excuse me, we're on slide number 11.
Internet of Things. The Internet of Things refers to the internet connectivity of everyday objects, which is maybe your smartphone, your computers, your smart watches, enabling them to collect, send, and receive information. In the past, only computers connected to the internet, but now we can build all sorts of items with connection ability. So we are grateful for the Internet of Things, which allows us to be here with you guys today. Syncing devices. Syncing devices, which means sync in short for the terms synchronize or synchronization. It refers to a process of sharing information between multiple devices so that all devices are up to date. So I may want to sync my Fitbit to my phone based on my steps. So that is one way of syncing devices all together.
Okay, very, very good vocabulary for us to learn before we start our internet safety and being a good digital citizen. Now, we have slide number 9.
we are at our collaboration board. And so we do want to let you guys know that you are free to collaborate with us. So if you're at home watching and you are connected based on your computer, your iPad, your laptop, or your mobile device, we want to know about computers, phones, and tablets. Please remember to be respectful in this time of your post with your words or with your pictures or graphics. You're welcome to use both pictures and words, but we need you to be respectful. And the question is, what other things can you think of that people use that are connected to the internet? So at this time, if you're connected with us, please go ahead and submit your answers. We'll give you a moment to do so. And while we're waiting on you, I guess Miss Gray and we can discuss what are some things that we use daily that we connect to the internet.
We talked about computers and phones and tablets.
Right.
The TV.
Very good. Thank you, someone.
And I see Brandon J. just said TV. Okay, good job, Brandon.
Yes.
Terry has shared IP, laptop. Good job. Okay, we're going to move right along. Thank you guys for participating.
Yes, thank you.
Now, we have our fill in the blank from our vocabulary. So let's see who can get these answers.
All right, so let's start with the first one, and we'll go ahead and fill it in with you guys. So we already know that the blank is a global blank of computers. What do you think that is, Miss Gray?
Internet?
Okay, so we can say the internet is a global
Network?
The internet is a global network of computers. All right, very good. For those of you that are out there working with us, the internet is a global network of computers, many of which use a radio frequency called blank to connect without wires. What is it that we use to connect without cable wires if we need the internet? What do we call that? I think we call that Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, that's
Okay.
it.
So up until recently, only blank could connect to the internet. What is it that we use most often that could only connect to the internet at first, boys and girls?
Maybe computers.
Yep, I think that's a good choice.
Yeah.
But today, new blank blank enable everyday objects to join.
Smart devices.
Yes.
Yes.
And which many of us are using right now today. Smart devices enable everyday objects to join the blank world.
The virtual world.
The virtual world, which is what we're doing right now with you guys, and blank the information. Sync or join together.
Okay.
Right. So, students, submit your answers at this time. We would love to know who's participating with us. And remember, if you're just joining in with us, go to nearpod.com, and our code is IJPNF.
Oh, let's share these answers. We have Adrian G. and Brandon, Taylor, Jessica, and Terry. Thanks for joining. Let's see, we're going to share. Okay, moving right along. Now, let's reflect. Can you think of any devices that you use which you would not want to connect to the internet? Can you think of any devices?
I know for me, I would not want my front door to connect to the internet, because if there's an emergency, I would want to be able to leave in and out of the door as I need to or as I please. So I would never want my front door to actually be able to lock me in or keep me from getting out. So
Good answer.
can you think of some
Good
things in your
answer.
home that you never want to connect to the internet? And we know that that one is a tough one. So we see some no answers popping up, and we
And
understand.
it's okay. We understand. Okay. And let's see our scores. We have a quiz.
Okay, so number one, smart devices are ones that A, connect to the internet so they can sync information with other devices. B, can store a lot of data. C, do our thinking for us. Or D, use robotics in creative ways. And we are going to say that answer is number one. For the sake of time, we're going to go ahead and give answers as we go. Letter A, connect the internet so that the information can sync with our other devices. Question number two, smart devices can track your behavior when you are not directly using them. And that is also true. Smart devices, for example, like I wear a Fitbit, as I said earlier. Even when I'm not near my phone, it is tracking my steps, and once I come back to my phone, my Fitbit syncs to my phone and lets my phone know how many steps that I've taken. So yes, your phone can track you, or your smart device can track you even when you're not using it. So when you have multiple devices that are connected to the same Wi-Fi source, they are considered to be on A, a connection, B, team, C, system, D, network. And the answer is D, network. We are connected on the same network when multiple devices are using the same Wi-Fi sources. And number four, which of the following represents a connection between devices that would make life more convenient? A, a soda can that sends you an email when empty. B, a refrigerator syncing grocery lists to your phone. C, a soccer ball that sends weather information to your home TV. Or D, a dog collar that sends your computer information about the fur collar of the dog that the dog is wearing. And so that answer would be B, a refrigerator syncing your grocery list to your phone most likely represents a connection of devices that are more convenient. Great job for those of you that are answering along with us today.
Okay. Now let's discuss. Class discussion. Being a good digital citizen means to demonstrate and practice safe, responsible, and legal use of technology. A good digital citizen is someone who understands the rights and responsibilities that come with being online, and someone who uses technology in a positive way. Okay, so that means in a positive way. Now,
let's get started with some tips for being a good digital citizen. So tip number one, follow the golden rule. And here you see our sign says, treat others as you want to be treated, or do unto others that you would have them do unto you. So if you want to be treated respectfully, remember to treat others respectfully when you're working online. Number two, keep information private. Remember, we talked about this before. You never want to give anyone your passwords or send pictures to anyone. Privacy is best because you never know what's lurking on the other side of your screen.
that is so true, Miss Lewis. Yeah.
Tip number three, think about your future. Think about tomorrow today. That means that what you do today will impact you tomorrow. So think about your decisions today and think about what difference it'll make tomorrow if you decide that you're going to do something that is not in your best interest today. It will affect you tomorrow. Tip number four, be mindful of your brand. Your brand is you. That's your image, your mission, your values, your vision. All the things that your parents have taught you, things that you've learned over the years, they represent your brand, which is you. So remember your brand.
And would be the same as character, right, Ms.
Right.
Lewis?
Remember your character.
Good
Yes.
job.
And tip number five, be yourself. And here you see, don't be afraid to be yourself. Sometimes that can be really hard to do with peer pressure, but remember that you're a unique individual. You were created just to be you and no one else. So don't be influenced by the negativity around you. Be positive, be yourself.
Now, why is it important to be a good citizen, a good digital citizen? Ms. Lewis just explained the 5 tips. So, let's see. Why is it important to you to be a good digital citizen? You may share your answers and don't be afraid.
While we're waiting, oh, great, we do have an answer.
So that you're treated right. Good job, Brandon.
Great. And I know I just want someone to treat me the way that I want to be treated, so I try my best to treat that person the same way also.
That is so true.
Right. Good.
Okay. It's good to be a good digital citizen to make sure you and your friends and family are safe. Great job, Taylor. That is so true.
Great. Yes, very good answer, Taylor. All right.
Now, circle the items in green if you think that they may one day be available with an internet connection. Put a red X on the things you think will stay the same.
And so we're just going to discuss very quickly what will stay the same and what will probably change. We see here that we do have toothpaste, a cantaloupe, crayons, a ball, and a dollhouse. Those things we will put a red X on because they will probably never be connected to the internet. But things like our washer and dryer, maybe a lamp because of electricity, and maybe a soap pump one day will all be connected to the internet in some way.
Wow.
Yes, amazing. So let's take a poll very quickly.
Now, how do you feel about virtual learning?
A, I absolutely love virtual learning. B, I somewhat love virtual learning or somewhat like virtual learning. C, I think virtual learning is boring. So you can be honest in your answers. Some
Yes,
of us
be
enjoy
honest.
it and some of us don't, or some of us are right in the middle.
Right.
But I somewhat like virtual learning. I also like being around people, talking to others, spending time with others. I know sometimes it's hard because Ms. Gray and I don't get to work together every day like we used to do every other week, but we get to be with each other today. So, and participate in virtual learning with you. So,
Okay, let's see.
and thank you for your answers out there. Good job.
And most of them said I'm somewhat like virtual learning.
Okay.
So that's good. We're going to share the poll. Okay.
All right. A small quiz very quickly, and because I can see the questions, I will read them to you and we will do them together. My password should be kept private. That is true. All right, we always want to keep our passwords private, which we talked about.
Yes.
Number 2, I should ask an adult for permission before I download anything from my device, and that is true. Number 3, it's okay to send pictures to strangers and accept pictures from strangers online. That is definitely false. That is a safety precaution. Number 4, I should report to an adult immediately if I receive inappropriate or strange messages. That is very true. We never want to take any chances and we want to protect ourselves. And 5, it's okay to share my personal information online with friends, and that is a big no-no. We never want to share, even though they're our friends. It could be our best friend, but privacy is needed when it comes to passwords. All right.
Now, let's use our imagination. Draw a picture of yourself using your new smart device in the future. So let's see how many pictures we can get.
And we'll give you about 10 seconds, maybe a smiley face, just something simple.
And for the sake of time, we want to thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
Join us next week with your devices. Again, we miss you. We hope that you are enjoying our virtual learning. We're excited to come to you on live TV. But again, make sure you are completing your work. Remember your schedule that we talked about on last week. Stay safe, and until then, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yes,